America, what a country. Hey, everybody. Are you like me? Do you love adventure? I want to thank you all for joining us on the Bourbon Trail last year. My brother Andy and I, and our wives, the Eileens. Well, it's 2023, and we're about to do something really spectacular. So if you liked joining us last year on the Bourbon Trail, join us now on the Hafer Brothers Beer Trail. Same familiar song that is still playing in your hearts, rolling on the Bourbon Trail, but new adventures. So stay tuned. We will show you little clips of last year to remind you what it was all about. And starting next week, you'll get excited about craft beer, the people who make it. Godspeed.
Rolling on the Bourbon Trail, rolling on the Bourbon Trail. Don't know what we're gonna sail, rolling on the Bourbon Trail.
Here we are out in front of 340 Centennial Road in Mertztown, Pennsylvania, where our roots are grown deep. Tom, you there? Yes, I'm crossing the street. This is where it all started, where our grandparents, where our mother was born and lived as a child, where we visited every summer of our lives, where our kids visit every summer, where now our grandkids. It's just without Eastern Pennsylvania, without this area of the country, we really wouldn't have Hafer Brothers. So we want to pay homage back. We're going to drink beer in the local areas around, and we hope you enjoyed as much as we have our entire lives, and will continue to pass on these traditions. All right, let's go drinking. Let's hit the beer trail. All right, Tom, here we go. Where are we going? We're going to Pottsville, Pennsylvania, home of Yuengling Brewing Company.
The oldest brewery in the United States of America?
That's right, we're headed there now.
Yeah!
About to start our tour. We are in the merchandise area. Make me look fat. No, no, our stomachs do.
My name's Steven. I'm going to be your tour guide to decide to dig into the mountain.
I'm just going to narrate over what we experienced at Yuengling. The brewery was amazing. It was a tying of the old and the new. I'll tell you the coolest things you'll see on these videos, that they actually dug out tunnels, created man-made caves that stayed at a temperature of 52 degrees, and you could store barrels in there, and it was just amazing how they still use that technique today. So that was cool. That was different than anything we've seen, combining the new and the old. And then they go through what you typically go through and see, as you can see on these videos, how you go from one place to the other and watch the process from the wort that's created from the grains, or the hops, the barley, and then the hops added later for the flavor, and then how it breaks out into different areas, right down to the bottling, as you'll see right here.
Good job, by the way. Thank you. Can we try the mango and the Yuengling Creamy? Chesterfield. And a half and half, please.
Good.
So that's the Bongo Fizz. Pretty good.
It's really good. I would put it with mango cart.
Here we go.
Oh, the bucket list. Can't believe I missed a drinking opportunity. It's been bugging me today. Rolling on the Bourbon Trail, rolling on the Bourbon Trail. Don't know what we're gonna sail, rolling on the Bourbon Trail. How about we just pack our bags for a week, maybe longer if we do.
But Cigars International, as I was telling you before, if you're a cigar smoker, this is your haven, this is your mecca. But good deals in Hamburg, Pennsylvania. They also have a craft beer shop right next door, so we're gonna go up and imbibe in a little bit of that. We'll see you in a minute. Here's the Eileens you haven't seen yet. Hey Eileen. Hi. And the other Eileen. Andy Hafer, and this is Andy Hafer. In case you guys were confused.
Andy Hafer.
Hey, Andy. We're still in Hamburg, Pennsylvania, but our next stop will be a new place called Copper's Brewery Company. So let's go check it out. (1787). This is Hamburg, Pennsylvania, where our grandparents and our father was born in Hamburg, Pennsylvania. We're about to try this new place called 1787 right here downtown Hamburg. Here we go. This little can. So the names of the beers are really cool around here if you know Hamburg lore. I'm just looking at it. I don't know Fernschale, I'll ask Derek, but Dunnerwetter is a Pennsylvania Dutch word that means thunderstorm, yeah. Blue Rocks is a really cool landmark, just over a couple miles from here. Just this near, really interesting, formed by glaciers millions of years ago, this huge alley of big, huge granite blue boulders. It's actually the entrance to the Appalachian Trail from this area, so it's a great hike too up to the top of the mountain.
It was actually 1787 is the year that Hamburg was founded. This was a Miller's 5 and 10 for a very long time. They bought it in 2016, completely remodeled the building, and now it's Hamburg's first brewery.
Awesome.
So, yep, and then the owner was born and raised in Hamburg, and most of the names of the beers actually are named after people and landmarks in Hamburg. So,
Yep.
Sweet.
try to definitely keep everything close to the roots.
Yeah. Thank you, Derek.
Yeah,
and we've
absolutely.
tried just about everything and enjoyed it all. So come on down to 1787 Brewing Company in Hamburg, Pennsylvania. Thank you.
Here we go.
Oh, the bucket list. Can't believe I missed a drinking opportunity. It's been bugging me
So there's the house that I left when we were 2. Andy, you were 5?
Yeah.
So it's interesting, huh? It's a beautiful town, Kutztown, Pennsylvania.
Hey everyone, we're back again, the Hafer Brothers Beer Trail. We are in Kutztown, Pennsylvania, which is a near and dear place to Tom and I. We were born here. We were, well, not physically, we were born in the hospital just down the road, but we were brought here as infants. Our first house that my parents brought us to is just down the road here. And we are drinking right now in a place called Saucony Creek Brew Pub. It's one of the area's first and only brew pubs, and it's named after a little body of water called Saucony Creek that runs right by here. But it's a good place. We got a couple of flights going on, and we're going to sample their beer.
Give it a shot. So we tried 8 beers, and we picked our favorites.
My favorite is this one called Unicorns on the Fairway. I have no idea where it got its name. In fact, they got really weird names here. But Tom made an observation. It has fairway, which makes me think of golf, like a golf course, and grass cutting. It does have this really unique,
very hint of kind of grass clipping.
Yeah,
so
like if
sounds
you're
crazy,
on your riding lawnmower, but this is kind of the scent you smell.
but refreshing.
Well, that's why I like craft beer in general. It's, you know, some art is done with paint on a canvas. Some is done with clay and sculpture. You know, I dare say that, you know, winemaking, culinary art, so people making food and trying experimental things with different tastes and materials and substances is an art form too. But craft beer to me that's what it is. I'm tasting some other artist's way of trying to create unique tastes in the form of these brewed hops and barley elixirs, and it's pretty cool. Tom was saying, "You mean like a Jackson Pollock?" and I had never heard of Jackson Pollock. I live under a rock, but he goes, "Yeah, they're really expensive." And I pulled up a Jackson Pollock painting, and that painting right there went for like $45 million. I'm like, huh?
Yeah.
So it's in the art of, or it's in the beauty's in the eye of the beholder is the big point.
When my granddaughter was 2, she made wonderful paintings that I would put against a Pollock. So we got them hanging.
Beauty is in the eye of the beholder,
yeah.
And I like this. Unicorns on the
Yes.
fairway.
Cheers.
Congratulations, Mr. Saucony.
Andy, tell me what that hat you're wearing.
My hat. It's my Masteries hat. Masteries Brewing Co.
Yeah.
My good friend Matt Dom, his wife Danny Dom, own a place called Masteries Brewing Co. They've been good enough to let me contribute to their business and get involved in it. I love to see what they're doing down there. Speaking of creating art, they've got a brewmaster, guy named Deshaun, and he's just cooking up some amazing things. It's St. Pete Beach, Florida.
Rolling on the Bourbon Trail. Rolling on the Bourbon Trail.
Welcome back, Hafer Brothers Beer Tour. We are now at a place called Funk Tap Room. This Funk Brewing Tap Room is in Emmaus, Pennsylvania. A new city, a new experience. Come on, let us check it out. There's the Eileen's over there. Why don't you flash her? Hey, they came with us. All right, come on. All right, here we are. You know, it's crazy. The Eileen's, they don't want to come after the 5th place. They said, well, we'll stay home in a few of them. I can't believe that, but sure enough. What do you got there, Andy?
All right, so here's a flight. It has 4 of the Funk beers. This is called the Pub Ale. It's a nitro injected one, so it automatically gives some extra bubbles, and it's beautiful. Sour Power it's called the Blood Orange Sour Power. So it's the only sour in this lineup. This is like a dessert beer. It's called the carrot rope funkadelic vegan dessert beer.
Made with carrots.
Woo.
New place. This is amazing. This isn't like any others, and you never seen something like this.
Woo! Drink a cold beer, stand in this mountain stream, and it's all good.
You know them kids over there.
Rolling on the Bourbon Trail. Rolling on the Bourbon Trail. Don't know when you're gonna sail. Rolling on the Bourbon Trail.
So this whole experience, this whole trail has been about finding that perfect pint. Well, I think what we found more than anything is that there are no perfect pints, but they're really doggone good pints. There's no perfect pints, but there's perfect pints for the person who enjoys this one the most, say. Just like there's no perfect pints, because everybody's a little different, people are the same way. There are no perfect people. But there's people perfectly suited for someone else. People perfectly suited for a vocation. People perfectly capable of doing whatever it is that makes them come alive. And I think that's the cool thing about when you think about God's love for his people. The whole idea of being perfect just doesn't exist. You just be yourself. And the more we are ourselves, and when we fall into that role of being at perfect peace with who we are, it's kind of like finding that perfect pint. There is no perfect pint, but I'll tell you what, this runs a close second to perfect to me, but not to everybody. So when you think about finding that perfect pint, or if you think that somehow you're not good enough, forget that noise, man, because everybody has their own perfection in their own way, because we're all different. We're all loved by God, and that's something we can toast to. Cheers.